Greetings YouTube, Simon here, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. Now today I'm going to be showing you how you can unlock the Angelo Search ability, an ability you might not have made the most out of in previous playthroughs of Final Fantasy VIII, but is worth taking a look at in the remastered version. And that's because there are some super elusive rare items that were only previously attainable in Chocobo World, but now that Chocobo World isn't a thing in the remastered version, the developers have actually included those items that were only available in that minigame now into Angelo Search. So I'm going to be showing you how you can access it, and this will eventually give you access to powerful items such as the ribbon ability that are not available by other means. Now before you can use Angelo Search, and it is only available later on in the game unfortunately, you need to reach the point where Rinoa is back in your party after various events on Disc 3, and you've gone back to the orphanage and actually had the cutscene involving Rinoa and Angelo. And that's because you need to actually have them both in the party available for this to work. Once we've got Angelo back in the party, along with Rinoa of course, we can then go ahead and learn the limit itself. Now in order to do this, we're going to need to purchase Pet Pals Volume 5, which is bought from the Esther Pet Shop. Now if you've already visited the Esther Pet Shop, maybe you already purchased that magazine. If you didn't, then just use the Tom Recall Shop ability and you can go ahead and purchase it from there immediately. Now there's a few things to note. First of all, we're going to be abusing a particular enemy called the Turtopod, and the Turtopod can be found throughout various areas of the game, but the best place to find it is in Esther City. Now, once you've gone ahead through the next part of the story, Esther City is permanently locked off. You won't be able to access it, along with a whole bunch of other areas within the game. So I do strongly recommend that you try and make use of the enemy while it's available in Esther City before proceeding with the next part of the story. And the next thing that's important to note is that once you've read the book Pet Pals Volume 5, don't just go rushing into battle thinking that Angelo Search is going to happen. It isn't. Make sure you access Rinoa's limit breaks from her status menu and select Angelo Search. It will be greyed out. That's because you need to learn it first. Learning it is very simple. All you need to do is literally run around, and the more steps you take, then the quicker it's going to be to learn it. Now eventually you're going to hear a little ding, just like that little jingle, just to indicate that the ability has been learned. Now, something else you're going to need to know. You do not want to have learned two other limit breaks for Rinoa, which are called Angelo Recover and Angelo Reverse. These will actually interfere with how often Angelo Search can activate, so just do yourself a favour, make sure you don't have them. I have been warning those of you that have been watching the guide through the last, since we started, not to learn those abilities. If you haven't been watching the guide and have just watched this video, then you may have done that. You can still use Angelo Search, it just won't be as convenient. The big thing, however, is that you have not accessed Gilgamesh or Odin. If you've done that, then that's really going to screw with your ability to use Angelo Search, because they're going to be interfering with the fights. Now, once you've done all of that, you'll be able to go ahead and do the farm, and this is what you're going to do. Make sure that a battle has only one of the Turtopods, so kill off any other enemies, and get it confused with confuse magic. This might take a few attempts, sometimes it'll work immediately, sometimes you'll have to cast it a few times. What you want to do though is get the Turtopod confused. You'll know when this has happened because it will close itself up and just start spinning around like an abject nutter on the spot. Once it's done that, you can then leave the PS4. I advise making sure, if you're going to be doing this overnight, that you just check your PS4's power saving settings. I don't know if they're going to be affected because the game will still be running, so they might not, activate anyway, but just check those. Turn the controller off so that you can save the battery on that, and then come back in a few hours time. Literally there is nothing else to do. Angelo Search will activate not randomly, actually it's random, but it's based on the Final Fantasy VIII random definition, which isn't really random at all, but effectively every 13 seconds of there being no action taken either by the party or the enemy, you're going to add a point to Angelo Search. It's a hidden little score which you can't see, but you're going to add a point to it every 13 seconds. Once it reaches a certain threshold, Angelo Search is going to activate. Once Angelo Search is activated, Angelo will bring an item from the enemy into the party, and then the timer will commence again. So You can do this multiple times in battle. There's no limit as long as you leave it running. And if you leave it on for about 9 hours, so overnight for example, then you can expect about 40 items minimum. However, it has been recorded that you can get up to 100 items within this time frame, depending on how lucky you are with how many times Angelo Search is activated during the battle. Now, I did mention Gilgamesh. This is where you're going to need to pay attention. If you recruited Odin on Disc 2 or Disc 3, you are going to lose Odin at the end of Disc 3, and he will be replaced with Gilgamesh, a really frustrating Guardian Force, because Gilgamesh can appear at any time during this battle and basically screw everything up. He can cast the ability that Odin has that just ends the battle immediately. He can do damage to the enemy, killing it. In either case, even if he doesn't kill the enemy, he's going to interfere with the timer, because he will be interfering with the dead time, which is what counts towards Angelo Search. So, if you have recruited Odin on Disc 2 or Disc 3, your best chance of going ahead and manipulating this ability, Angelo Search, is at this exact time that I'm doing it now, because you will still have Odin. Once you've got Gilgamesh, you can say goodbye to this farm. You simply just won't be able to do it. It's just not worth it, because Gilgamesh at any point could interrupt it. But even if you have got Odin a little bit earlier than I suggested, just make sure you make most of this farm before you proceed with the story, which takes you to the end of Disc 3, because that's when Odin is replaced by Gilgamesh. Now, Odin himself can interfere with this particular farm, because he can appear at the start of battle. But if he doesn't appear at the start of battle, he's not going to appear. So if you only have Odin, you can still do this. But like I say, just make the most of it. If you did get Odin early, that you do it before he's replaced by Gilgamesh. One of the things that I'm doing here is just showing you how long it takes for Angelo Search to kick off automatically, which is why I haven't edited this footage down. We recorded this on the live stream, so I'm just using that footage here for this video. But yeah, it is important that you don't take any actions whatsoever with the controller, since the countdown for Angelo Search activating only works during dead time when nothing is occurring, which is why this enemy is perfect, because it's one of the rare enemies in the game that does nothing once it's confused. There we go then, the first Angelo Search. And I was quite fortunate. This was the very first time I've ever used Angelo Search, and I got a Mog's Amulet. A pretty nice item which teaches a Guardian Force the Mini-Mog ability. So you can equip that on a character in order to summon Mini-Mog in battle. A fantastic animation, really funny, that actually heals your Guardian Force. Is the only way to do so in the middle of a battle, which is really awesome to note. And that is a rare item also, previously only available during Chocobo World, whereas now we can attain it by Angelo Search. So I'm glad I got it. Perfect example as to why you want to use this ability. But the main reason I'm doing this right now is to get Ribbon, and I'll be talking about that in a future video. But Ribbon is very, very, very useful, unfortunately very rare as well. As you can see, the second Angelo Search occurred much faster than the first, and unfortunately the item isn't quite as exciting this time around. But it is a cottage, yeah, so you can get a multitude of different items. But anyway guys, I think that pretty much sums up what it is that I want to show you here. So I hope the video has been helpful to you. And let me know in the comment section what nice stuff you managed to get using the Angelo Search here. Especially for those of you that leave it on for many hours. Somebody in live chat suggested they're going to leave it on for a week, see what they get. Yeah, I'd love to find out. But yeah, appreciate you guys stopping by. Hopefully the video's been helpful to you. And yeah, it's something quite therapeutic just sitting here, staring at this enemy, spinning around like this. Makes you a bit dizzy, but it's fun all the same. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and farm myself now, guys, and we'll see what we get. So I'll make future videos on Angelo Search if I think it's worthwhile, but appreciate you checking out the video. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like. And check out the live streams if you're able to. We always have a laugh on those. But yeah, take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time for more Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. Goodbye, folks.